Hey guys, we're back with SubaHibi. I think the game's good now. I think it's actually good. And this might be the finale of Down the Rabbit Hole 1? I think it is. That day, it was afternoon by the time I realized all the people had disappeared from the world. The first thing I noticed was that Kagami and Tsukasa were gone. That's not good. The house that had been so noisy before was now enveloped in silence. Not a single voice could be heard. Like literally disappeared, or there's nothing but static on the TV no matter which channel I flip to. Oh. Nostradamus! At first I thought it was just a coincidence. I thought Kagami and Tsukasa had got home. I thought the TV antenna was just acting up. I walked around the room with sleepy eyes. I didn't start to get anxious until I got in the shower. As the hot water pricked at my skin, my thoughts started to come together. I began to notice that some things were off. Since last night, I had hardly seen any other human beings. I took some milk out of the fridge. The stuff in the fridge hadn't gone bad. The power was still on. I looked at the clock. It was still ticking away the seconds. It ticked off each second, one by one, with a crisp sound. This is just Higurashi. It starts all fun and games and now it's scary. I sat on the floor and looked around. You have a couch. The room was really big. I've been living in this house alone up until now. This is the first time I felt like I was living alone. I chugged the rest of the milk and went back to my room. I turned on the computer. The servers are still up, so I could connect to the internet. Wait, hold on. Do I? There. My email inbox was empty. Nothing new. My anxiety grew. But then I felt a moment of relief. No spam emails! Let's go! There are new posts. The new site I visited had been updated. There are new posts on the anonymous text board. Through the screen, I could feel the presence of people in the world. The words were increasing. The words were expanding. Time kept ticking away. Second by second, unchanging. But despite that, or perhaps because of that, the landscape had changed, like it was flickering. I felt a strange feeling every time the clock ticked away another second. Felt like the world was contracting. Now that I think about it, why haven't I seen Kagami and Tsukasa since last night? They were so insistent on staying here, but now we didn't choose them. Sorry. They had left without a word. It's like when you're not on a girl's route in a visual novel, they just disappear completely. In that case, why didn't I just go press the intercom and ask? Their house was right next to mine. The two of them should have been over there. The words on the internet were still increasing. Words were being written on every site. That was my proof that people still existed. This wasn't an imaginary world. It was the real world, where the news was still being updated minute by minute. So why did I feel so uneasy? The words continued expanding, but I had this feeling that the world was contracting. As the world shrunk, the words expanded. I turned the TV on again. Static. The signal was poor. Was the antenna mistuned? Words still flowed through the telephone line. Not just words, images and even videos were showing up. What's this feeling? What the? Ha ha ha. The television screen was still full of static. It wasn't receiving anything. 36,000 out of 86,400. Is that how many seconds are in a day? Up by 100? I give up. Hold on, I'm gonna Google that. How many seconds in a day? Yep. I brushed the hair out of my face as I let out a sardonic laugh and looked around the room. I looked out the window. A large sunflower was blooming. For some reason, it looked gloomy. They say these sunflowers face towards the sun when they bloom. They're flowers that symbolize brightness. Regardless, the sunflower looked like a flower that had been put on someone's grave. The flower's yellow color started to get on my nerves. The static didn't stop. The words increased. The computer screen was covered in words. I took out my cell phone. It had 0 bars of reception. No signal at all? All the wired devices were still working, but not a single radio signal was getting through. Some sort of jamming, maybe? Someone has a, what are they called, a Faraday cage? I tried the landline. If I could use the internet, should have been able to use the phone. I hear the phone ringing next door. Are Kagami and Tsukasa not home? The atmosphere was unbearable. I got dressed and ran outside. Oh, I actually have a background for this. Stood in front of the Wakasuki house. Yeah, it does have that weird dome. Why didn't I answer the phone? Shouldn't someone be upset by all the weird stuff happening? What's this? When I tried to ring the doorbell, I realized the house had no nameplate. There's just a white ceramic plate there. Huh. I walked to the station. The trains were running like normal, but no one was there. It wasn't a terribly large station, but it wasn't so small that the lack of people seemed normal either. A train came into the station. There's no announcement. I couldn't help but laugh. Hold on. If I do this, there we go. Every trace of humanity was gone, and it wouldn't be that scary. But existences flickered before me. They were existences that I couldn't see or touch. What is this? This is just like that ride from yesterday. The spirit room. No, Medis, go get a hamburger. Hamburgers. Lifestyles that continued despite people being cut out of them. The gondola that kept moving forward and forward. I rode the train. Yeah. More time passed. I didn't see anyone even after coming all the way out here. No one was at school. Even in Suginomiya, I didn't see anyone. Still, it's weird I didn't see anyone. But are you not going to talk about the Zakuro in your head? Didn't see anyone at all. Where are we? Why didn't she have a name? Who cares if there's meaning? Of course I'm going to ask. That's just natural. You're a little early. That's not what I mean. This whole city. That's not it. I didn't meet anyone on my way here, but there's no signs of human existence. That's not what I mean. Oh. Tea? Oh, okay, we can have a little tea party. The roof and the tea set. Takashima-san and I. No CG? The texture of the teacup Takashima handed me. I smelled an aroma coming from the tea. Earl Grey filled my nostrils. The bitter taste and pleasant aroma grew within my mouth. I glanced up at the sky. The blue sky stretched as far as my eye could see. The sunlight. Sound of the wind. Every sensation seemed to affirm the reality of this world. She let those words hang in the air. The internal world. This isn't a Wittgenstein, is it? Well, I guess that depends on how you define it, right? But I guess feelings would be internal, but like, how are you defining internal and external world? Reach. Red truth would be very convenient for that. What are you talking about all of a sudden? Yes. Hey, do you see how there's two fences for the roof? Would that be like a... Would this one be like an anti-suicide fence? Like... Well, no, like the green one clearly wasn't there to begin with, right? Like it doesn't match the rest of the building.
ここにある世界はあなたの内なるものですか？外なるものですか？
The internal world and the external world?
はい。内の世界と外の世界です。私たちは外界から言語化されていないあらゆる情報、視覚、触覚などの感覚を通じて意識に現れるもの。
This has got to be Wittgenstein. Hold on, I'm googling external world. He had to have talked about this, right? Hold on, external world Wittgenstein. However you say his name. I mean, yeah, it definitely comes up. Oh, is this from his other book, Philosophical Investigations? I mean, I'm sure the idea of the internal world and external world has been talked about in other philosophy, right? But I'm assuming he talks about it specifically.
感覚所有、感覚予見、センスデータ、呼び方は何でもいいですが、そのようなものを受け取って内面で世界を構築している。そう信じるのであれば、世界とは内なる世界と外なる世界、そのような二重構造を持っていることになる。ならば、その二つの世界はどのような線引きをされているのでしょうか。
That's a fake word again. So the external world is where we get all information which can't be codified in language. I want to make sure I'm understanding what they're saying. So basically, we sense the external world, and then the internal world is sense. What are you saying? Sense data. So basically, our inner world is made up of what we experience from the external world.
あなたが今口にした紅茶の味は外なる世界のものですか？内なる世界のものですか？
And you could say that either A, the tea has a flavor that's from the external world, or that the way you perceive the tea is different for like everyone, and so that's just part of your internal perception of the tea.
あなたが触れるそのティーカップは外なる世界のものですか？内なる世界のものですか？あなたが見ている私はあなたの内なる世界の私ですか？それとも外なる世界の私ですか？外の世界から来ると言われる情報以前の何か。
Sorry?
その外から来る何かとはどの時点から外なのでしょうか？どの時点から内なのでしょうか？視覚、触覚などの感覚から得たものはその時点で内なる世界のものです。
Okay.
私たちは外の世界とやらの存在にいつ至れるのでしょうか。だからあなたの問いに私はこう答えます。
You have not answered the question.
ここはどこであるか。杉宮区、北高、シート、屋上。
That doesn't answer the question, and you know it.
それ以上の答えは語り得ない。
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
私、今見ている世界以外の世界、外の世界なるものを知り得ることができません。私は、私が今ここであり得る世界の文脈でしか、私の答えは、その答えを知り得るプロセスからでしか語ることができません。
Takashima-san's expression was almost blank today. It was like her expression had vanished along with the people of the city. You sure know a lot of hard stuff, Takashima-san.
いいえ。すべてはあなたが考えたことです。
You're real. No, you're real. You're not fake. You're real.
気がついているのでしょ？そろそろ。
The identity of the girl who is the world itself is...
はい
Hey, Takashima-san.
はい
Could I touch you?
はい。それを望まれるならば。
I reached out to her. The smell of her hair, the feel of her skin, her breath, her pulse. I could feel all of them. You're warm.
はい。
Why did everyone disappear?
器なき液体はどこにも満たすことができない。
I mean, that's not true. Like, liquid still exists even if it's like, you know, you can just be on the ground.
この地は器ではない。
Oh, okay.
そうあなたがささやきました。ただそれだけのことです。
A liquid without a vessel. That's me?
そうとも言えますが、違うとも言えます。そんなことよりも
What?
終わりと始まりの空、一緒に見ませんか？
The beginning and the end of the sky.
はい。最後の空です。
The two of us looked up at the sky from the rooftop. We laid down and looked at the great blue sky. Her head came up to my arm, so she ended up using it as a pillow.
痛くありません？
Is her arm like really long or is that just me? Not at all.
そうですか。
Takashima-san? Hold on. Here.
はい
Does my arm make a good pillow?
はい。気持ちよいですよ。
It better be a good pillow because like all of her blood circulation just got cut off probably. Takashima-san laughed. It's probably so uncomfortable, especially against like the ground of the roof. Definitely felt her. I could feel her touch, her fragrance, and her breath. That's why I asked. My smell, my pulse, my warmth.
安心してくださいよ。すべて確かにありますよ。私は妄想でも幻覚でもありませんよ。あなたがそう信じてくれるならば。
If I believe, then I exist. Existence through belief. We're like gods.
そんなことありませんよ。それはごく当たり前の条件。だって人は何かを信じることができなければ歩くこともできない。
We aren't permitted to even walk through the maze of skepticism. That's a cool line.
次の一歩が奈落であるかもしれないと疑えば、そこで歩みは止まる。
In other words, don't doubt yourself.
そんなこと言ってませんよ。問うことに意味がない答えなどいくらでもあります。それを問うことは無意味だと言ってるだけです。だって
I want to protect that smile. Her eyes suddenly started to droop.
あなたが信じようが信じまいが、私はこの腕の中で幸せです。とてもとても気持ちよいですよ。好きな人の体温は心地よい。ただそれだけですよ。
Takashima-san nuzzled into my arm, a tranquil expression on her face. She said my arm was comfortable. Was there any meaning in doubting her words?
ああ、このまま永遠にここにいたいな。
Forever? My arm would go numb.
別に永遠に腕枕されていたいという意味ではないですよ。ただあなたと私の世界でとどまっていた。
Our world?
そうです。ここは私であり、あなたである世界。
Okay, why did Kagami get so much screen time then? This world sucks. What do you mean?
さあ、どういうことでしょうか。
The world was dyed red as the sun began to set. Vega revealed her form in the eastern sky. Next, Deneb. Finally, Altair completed the shape of the summer triangle. An enormous triangle stretched across the Milky Way. Stars dashed across the sky. The summer triangle approached the apex of the heavens. Summer triangle is all the way up there.
Hi.
We're almost out of time. Today's the last, isn't it?
Hi.
The time is approaching when the girl of the sky will meet the girl who is the world itself, right?
Hi. さてと。
Takashima-san took the doll and held it over the fence. I silently waited for the sky.
ユキさん。
I opened my eyes when I heard her say my name. The doll she had thrown was floating in the air, and then it stood up. As a little bunny doll? It's with a hat. I thought that things were a little strange before. This time I couldn't help but gasp at the sight before me. Wow. I can probably change the window opacity, can't I?
うさぎのぬいぐるみさん、
Yes?
駅長さんですか？
No, not at all!
では、
I'm the rabbit station master.
それでは、うさぎの駅長さんなのですね。
Yes, I'm Mr. Rabbit Station Master. Putting that aside. Stuffed rabbit moved towards me. He stopped in front of me and peered at me with eyes that looked like eyes that really were buttons. Those don't look like buttons. What? Excuse me, will you allow me to partake in one of your cigarettes? What? No! Do not! No smoking for Mr. Bunny. Sure. Wondered why he was here, but for the moment I just passed him a cigarette. Smoking's bad for you! Well, wait, are you a girl rabbit? In which case you're entitled to rooftop cigarettes and frilly dresses. Oh, you have good taste. It's quite the rare brand. Not really. Sold at the convenience store, so it's not at all that rare. And that convenience store is what's rare. Convenience stores are everywhere. Are they now? Also, can you give me a light? It's awfully demanding for a stuffed toy. Sure. Whoa, be careful of that. Really flammable, you know? Maybe you shouldn't be smoking. That's a good point. He laughed, though he didn't seem to pay any heed to my warning. Oh, we got just a couple seconds left. He lit the cigarette. Yeah, it tastes really good. Oh yeah. You know, they say tobacco's bad for you, don't they? Yes. It really is, you know? Actually, that's a lie. It's definitely not a lie. You don't get it. You don't get it at all. You say that so easily because you don't smoke yourself. Oh, I smoke. Why else would I have cigarettes on me? Guess you're right. That's another good point. He laughed me off. He really didn't care about my opinion at all. The gray smoke disappeared into the darkness of the night. So what's with the talking bunny? 6 more seconds? 5 more? 4? 3? No, they only recently discovered that tobacco isn't all that bad for you. They actually discovered it's good for you. They did research and proved it. No, misinformation? Who did research like that? Ministry of Health and Welfare. No way. It's true. The new statistical analysis bears it out. How are they saying this in 3 seconds? For young people, it's almost always good for the body. Say good medicine never tastes good, right? It's just like that. Means what's bitter is better for you. That's wrong. It's not wrong. What about a poison that tastes bitter? Oh, of course poison's gonna be bitter. Poison and medicine are the same thing. Depending on how you take it and how much you use, poison can be medicine. That's why tobacco's a kind of medicine. Right now, the majority party is advocating the classification of tobacco as designated health food. Still, the cigarette tastes really good. What's up with this guy? Flicked the cigarette away, slowly fell to the ground and scattered cinders into the air upon impact. Oh, that whole conversation was in 1 second. His feet began to rise off the ground. 1 more second. Theo. Took out his pocket watch. Then he began to say, oh, you know, midnight's a funny time, isn't it? We read it's 12:00 or 24:00 too. That's a badly speech. Please stay beyond the white line. It's dangerous. White line? At some point the fence had disappeared. It was replaced by a white line. Felt like I could step right off the roof and into the thin air. Huh. Guess anything can happen now. Not anything. Not anything at all. Come on, it's dangerous, so please step back. What's that? Oh, the next steamer is a special direct train to the Summer Triangle. Please step away from the white line. Steamer? What the hell?
それを言うのなら、ぬいぐるみが駅長さんなところで突っ込むべきでは？
This is a steam train?
はい。銀河鉄道ですよ。
Is that a reference to that one book? Night on the Galactic Railroad? Oh, I'm Googling it real quick. Yeah. Not which on the Holy Night. Why did that pop up? Night on the Galactic Railroad. Isn't? Yeah. Well. On a steam train that like passes stars and stuff. Are they? Is that one of those ones where they're dead the whole time? I think. The doors are opening. Those are the ghosts. What do you mean, let's go? Suddenly the rooftop was overflowing with people, like a train station. They had no idea what they were. Aren't you gonna get on? Suddenly I heard a voice from behind me, even though no one was there a moment ago. The man in front of me was covered in grime and wore tattered clothes. Oh well. Hello bear? I'll inspect your tickets! A teddy bear came out of the train and stood in front of me. Who are you? I'm the conductor, of course. Come on, if you're gonna get on, please show me your ticket. The conductor? Looks just like a stuffed animal that fell on me from the rooftop. Am I supposed to have thoughts on this? I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm just going with it. Takashima-san took a small gray ticket from her pocket. How about you? Oh no, I don't. Even if I wanted to get on this mysterious train, it's not like I had a ticket. Pulled out my pockets to show I didn't have anything and pulled out a green piece of paper, about the size of a postcard, folded in four. He saw the paper, he took it from my hand. Let me see. The conductor stood very straight and unfolded the paper carefully. Then as he read it, he kept fidgeting and straightening the buttons on his jacket. What was that? Was it not a ticket after all? The station master came over too. They both peered up at the paper and studied it intensely. Wondered if they're gonna get mad at me. You got something really rare here. You bring this from the three-dimensional space, sir. That was from the convenience store. The conductor asked me that while handing the ticket back to me. I had no idea how to respond. I really don't know. I opened the paper. Proved to be 10 strange characters printed in the middle of a black arabesque pattern? I don't know. What's this? My, this is very valuable. Is it? Can't believe you could have something like this and not know about it. What you have here is a ticket that lets you go to the real heaven. Not just heaven, wherever you like. If you have this, you gotta be able to go anywhere at all on the likes of this Milky Way Railway of the imperfect, illusory fourth dimension. Now this is really quite something. We only stop at the station for 5 minutes. Please board the train. The station? The rooftop was a train station. Hold on, I'm gonna... There are 10 characters. Hold on, can I highlight that? No. And then it's gonna tell us what it said. What's the name of the station? Suginomiya Kita High Rooftop Station. Just what you'd expect. Takashima-san and I entered a carriage lit by a row of small yellow lights. The seats in the carriage were covered with a plush blue cloth and were almost all empty. We sat in one of the many empty seats. Then a man who we'd seen outside started talking to us. Well then, where would you like that ticket to take you? This is kind of embarrassing. I actually don't know where we're going. I see. How about we say I don't have any particular place to go? That I'd ride the train to Osaka. Does this train go to Osaka? Of course it does. I don't really feel like going to Osaka. Appreciate it. Map? Takashima-san took a map that looked like a circular sheet. That's a map. Oh, you didn't retrieve one at the station? It's a sparkling stone that seemed to have been cut out of the night sky itself. Is that obsidian? Ah. That moment, everything before my eyes suddenly became bright as though the light from a trillion phosphorescent squid had been frozen at the same instant and dropped down into the sky. That's the saying. Or as though a diamond company pretended it was not making a good haul and had hoarded its diamonds in hopes of keeping the price high, but someone had suddenly turned the cage upside down and scattered diamonds everywhere. We glanced out the window and watched the silver pampas grass of the sky that grew among the palely shining banks of the Milky Way River rippled and swayed in the wrestling wind. That's not moonlight. It's on account of the silver river of the Milky Way that it shines so. When I stuck my head out the window, the Milky Way. Became aware of the beautiful water, more transparent than glass or even hydrogen, flowing soundlessly on. Might have been a trick of the eyes, but at times the water seemed to form tiny purple ripples or shine like a rainbow. In the fields here and there stood beautiful phosphorescent triangular markers. Far ones are small and sharply etched in orange and yellow. The near ones are large and had a slightly hazy pale blue light. Set in various configurations, some triangular, some rectangular, some in the shape of a lightning bolt or loop of a chain, they filled the fields of their light. It's beautiful, isn't it? The man whispered to himself. Something caught my eye. Is that line on your hand a charm or something? The line drawn on my hand? This is something my master bestowed upon me. Very enthusiastic person. I have to draw such lines with a pen. Oh, his master drew a line on his hands with a pen. What a strange person. There's some meaning to that line? Yes, every one of these lines marks the part of my body that my master is pleased with. He touched one of the many lines drawn on his body and laughed mischievously. Is this a reference to something? That face looked like the same man's face and a completely different man's face at the same time. Maybe unforgivable that I lived to be 82. My dissatisfaction on that account was, however, less than you might think. I almost bit my tongue there. You're right that a great longing for survival possessed me continually. I was in continual fear of death and continually struggling with it. I believe that the struggle against death, that unconditional and self-willed determination to live, what are we doing? Is the motive power behind the lives and activities of all outstanding men. My 82 years show just as conclusively that we all die in the end as if I had died a schoolboy. If it helps to justify me, I should like to say this too. My nature had much of the child in it, its curiosity and love for idleness and play. And so I went on until I saw that sooner or later there must be enough of play. Read out the description, get the feeling I knew him from somewhere.
あなたはどちらから来られたのですか?
Takashima-san asked that of the man in front of us. I was in the service of a wise master. For a time I separated from my master and approached the house of my kin. It's because I thought more people than just myself should know of my existence. Who lived to be 82. I had many friends in the mansion, and many guests came every day. People who were shocked, who laughed, who cried, who were enraged. Met with many people like that. That was the wonderful every day that my master allowed me.
そうなのですか。あなたのご主人はあなたを大事にされていたのですね。
Yes, truly. Even after I'd aged many years and been burned by the flame, still have the ability to come here. Suppose this is what they call destiny.
手に触れてもいいでしょうか?
Of course, if you wish. Takashima-san softly grasped the man's outstretched hand.
真面目さは時間に関係することなのだ。これだけのことは君に打ち明けておくが、真面目さは時間を尊重しすぎることから生じるのだ。
What?
私も昔は時間の値打ちを尊重しすぎた。それで100歳になろうと思った。だが、永遠の中には時間は存在しないんだよ。永遠は瞬間に過ぎない。
Yeah, so true, so true.
一つの冗談に十分なだけの長さだ。
Are you able to read the
こ
line?
の線があるから読めるのです。あなたのご主人がこの線をあなたに引いてくれたから、作家が一握りの人物で戯曲を作るように、私たちは自我の分解したたくさんの部分から絶えず新しい群像を構成します。この発狂したメガホンは一見この世で最も愚劣、無用、禁制なことをやり、どこかで演奏された音楽を無選択に愚劣にそやに、しかも惨めに歪めてふさわしからぬよその場所に叩き込んでいるが、
Hold on, let me reread that. As a playwright shapes a drama from a handful of characters, so do we from the pieces of the disintegrated self build up even ever new groups, with ever new interplay and suspense and new situations that are eternally inexhaustible. What?
しかもこの音楽の根本精神を破壊することができず、この音楽によって自らの技術の無力さ、空騒ぎの精神的空虚さを暴露するばかりだ。
He's like, I'm reading Wittgenstein. I don't know what's going on.
よく聞きたまえ。君にはその必要があるんだ。さあ、耳を開いて。そうだ。どうだ。ラジオによって暴力を加えられたヘンデルが聞こえるだけじゃない。ヘンデルはこんな鼻持ちならぬ現れ方をしてもやはり神々しいのだ。
Hold on. Handel is 74 years old. Dang it.
そればかりでない。ねえ君。同時にあらゆる生命の優れた比喩が聞こえ、見えるのだ。ラジオに耳を傾けると、理念と現象、永遠と時間、神性と人間性、それらの間の原始的な戦いが聞こえ、見える。
I don't know if what she's saying is profound or pretentious, and I can't tell. I think I get what she's saying. Like, so a playwright writes a play, right? But then multiple people interpret it differently. Like, you know, one group that acts it out is going to be different than another group that acts it out. They're not going to, you know, interpret it exactly like the playwright does, right? Just like a radio, that's a copy of the song. You hear as well as you observe, the most admirable symbol of all life. When you listen to the radio, you're a witness to the everlasting war between idea and appearance, between time and eternity, between the human and the divine.
君のようなたちの人間には、ラジオや人生に批評を加える資格は全くない。むしろまずよく聞くことを学びたまえ。真剣に取るに値することを、真剣に取ることを学びたまえ。
But I don't get how she's connecting this to life. And about how the difference between living long and, like, it's living for a moment, or, like... Is that how it is? The man looked at my expression and understood everything. I remember it being smaller than that, though. It was pocket-sized. That's right, you often took me along to the cafe. The man was the book the whole time. Please look at the cross and the stars. Does it make you remember a poem from another day? And I looked out the window. Far downstream, emerging from a single tree out of the invisible water of the river, a cross studded with lights of blue, bitter orange, and every color under the sun, crowned with a pale white halo of cloud. But way above you evermore reciting, the ether star translumined ice. No, not day nor night, nor times dividing. Wear not age nor sex for our device. All your sins and anguish self-affrighting. Your murders and lasciviously delighting are to us but a show, like the suns that circle and go, changing not our day for night. On your frenzied life we spy, and refresh ourselves thereafter. With the stars in order fleeting, our breath is winter in our sight. Fawn's the dragon of the sky. Cool and unchanging is our eternal being. Cool and star bright is our eternal laughter. Current of excitement ran through the train. We got poetry. All that we could hear, all that could be heard here and there were a happy cry. It's when a child leaps up and plucks a gourd, or a sigh, ineffably deep and humble. Then gradually, the cross came abreast of their window. They could see the circlet of clouds, pale as the fresh of apples, slowly, gently turning. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! The voices of the people resounded bright and joyful. From the farthest reaches of the sky, that chill sky, everyone heard the indescribably fresh, transparent call of a trumpet. In passing a cluster of signals and electric lamps, the train gradually slowed, till at last it came to a full stop directly opposite the cross. Happy I had a chance to meet you. We'll walk from space to space in glad regression. Should not cling to one as homestead for us. The cosmic spirit will not bind nor bore us. It lifts and widens us at every accession. For hardly sudden one of life's expanses, we make it home, and apathy commences. But only he who travels and takes chances can break the habit's paralyzing stances. It might be even the last of hours will make us once again a youthful lover. The call of life to us forever flowers. Anon, my heart, say farewell and recover. Is this quoting something? I'm googling this. The call of life, is it forever flowers? Did I get that right? Anon, my heart. Oh yeah, this is Herman Hesse. The fact that the every had like an apostrophe in it made me think it was a quote. Thank you. The next instant, his form had disappeared. The train was over half empty now, all at once become lonely and deserted with the wind rushing in. We looked and saw all the people kneeling devoutly on the shores of the Milky Way River in front of the cross. We saw a godlike figure robed in white approaching with outstretched arms across the invisible water of the heavenly river. At that moment, a glassy whistle blew, and just as the train was beginning to move, a silvery mist rolled smoothly in from farther downstream and blocked their view.
Yuki-san,
And the only passengers left were the two of
あ
us.
そこが石炭袋です。
Santa?
空の穴です。
That's what he gives to bad kids. Looked where she was pointing. One part of the heavenly river gaped a huge black hole. I could not tell how deep the bottom was or what might be inside. No matter how much I peered into it, rubbing my eyes, I could make nothing out. Only my eyes began to smart. Those were all lines out of the night on the Milky Way Railroad. Indeed, our story ended with a story. This is where Giovanni and Campanella have to part ways. Oh, not on the Galactic Railroad. This was the final stop for their story.
はい。そうですね。
Then from here on out, I have to walk alone.
はい。
I see. So that's how it is. When had I realized? I got the feeling that there is no win. Probably understood everything from that moment. The girl who is the world itself was me.
はい。
The beginning and end of the sky that you are looking for. That's the end of this illusionary world sky, and the beginning of the sky in the real world. So you're looking for the border between the illusionary world and the real world.
幻想世界と現実世界ですか。
Stop using that word!
それほど明確に分けられるのでしたらいいのですが。
Fake word.
ただ私はあなたを元の世界に返そうとしていました。巻き込んでしまったあなたを。
Is that it? You got no more? I got caught up, huh? From that twilight rooftop, a girl jumped over the fence. Yeah, I saw it happen. I definitely did hear a loud sound, at least for a moment. The moment that doll touched my skin, that evening, it wasn't a doll that fell from the rooftop, was it?
はい。それは私自身です。
You were the one who fell.
はい。
That's how you hit me?
はい。そうなります。
I see. Which means that the destination of this Milky Way Railroad is a pretty boring place.
つまらない場所？
After all, wouldn't that mean we're gonna wake up in a hospital bed?
それはわかりません。
You don't?
はい。わかりません。
We might even wake up in heaven.
いいえ。そんな世界は存在しないと思います。
Then hell, maybe?
そんな世界も存在しません。ここから先の世界はあなたが見知った風景、ありふれた風景の世界です。
To the very least, I'll be going back somewhere.
はい。ベガとアルタイル、そしてデネブの3つの星が輝く空の下に。
You're coming with us, right? Beneath the sky.
お別れです。
Yeah, I guess it is.
ごめんなさい。
Oh no. You don't need to apologize anymore.
ならもう一つだけ言わせてください。
One more thing?
ありがとうございます。私に生を与えてくれたのはあなたでした。私はずっとあなたのことを愛してました。
Okay, the real world confuses me then. Had they, I guess. Okay, I guess the Yuki in this world doesn't remember a lot of things, right? So I guess in the real world she'll remember, like, she knew Zakuro supposedly, or you know.
全くご迷惑な話ですが、この世界で再び会えたことに感謝しております。一人で行かなければいけない道の途中で、こんな素晴らしい時間をいただけたこと、あなたが幻想世界と呼んだこの世界での生活は、私にとっては至極の記憶です。この夢の世界こそ私の人生で一番の思い出となりました。かき割りのようなチープで出来損ないの夢の世界、素晴らしき日々でした。
I'm not tearing up. I'm not. Is that the end? The world was covered in white, unbroken white. A world of nothing but white. An astonishing world. A world where you can neither move forward nor run away. But still, I forged ahead. What? She's wearing the school uniform? She goes to school? Even though the scenery around me didn't change at all, I kept on running. Takashima-san. Obstinance, vanity, scruples, discrimination, pride. Takashima-san left all those bothersome things behind. But I continued to demand my tobacco, my rooftop, and my frilly dress. Yeah! If that was the road by which I was supposed to return. I remembered the sunflowers, and I realized something. Sunflowers bring to mind an offering of flowers. Actually, he's the one who said that. Who? They look like chrysanthemums because they belong to Asteraceae. I had walked through this white world before. This is the second time I had to walk this road. This inescapable white world. It's just like the road beyond that field of sunflowers. I exist if I desire it, huh? In that white world, I remember it all. I knew that when I woke up from this dream, I would have forgotten most of it. But I pointed to the end of that endless white pathway. The world is a vessel. That which can fill the vessel. Pressed to my chest the truth I'd found and exited the white room. I was done being a ghost. One out of one, you know. Yuki opened her eyes. We done? Oh. It's playing a vocal song that I'm gonna have to cut. But Scott D, I thought it was, wait, is it? I thought it was, it's the guy from Fate Grand Order. Like, go look up SubaHibi credit song 1. Like SubaHibi ED1 or something. I mean, I guess, should I talk? All right, I'm cutting the song, so you guys don't have anything to listen to. I don't know what to make of that. A lot of that went over my head. I think that's the point. But yeah, obviously, like, the fact that she killed herself was pretty heavily telegraphed. I guess what I'm wondering now is, where does it go from here? Like, is this like Higan Mana? Is it like a bunch of different but related stories? Are we gonna get like something completely different next? Or, I mean, I think it's Down the Rabbit Hole 2 is next, so like that implies it's related. Plus, like, if Zakuro landed on Yuki, Zakuro's alive. She lived. She'll be there in the end. She's on the cover of the game. Come on, she's got to be fine. Oh. That's like, is that a guitar? Ending theme, some god and melody. I don't know what that sound is. Can guitars make that sound? Are we gonna have a credits after every chapter? They're not spoiling the names of any other characters. Just the ones that spoke. Iwata Miyu, my favorite character, who I doubt is important because she's not in the options menu. International version. This is Front Wing, right? Oh yeah, we know those guys, right? Yuichiro Yamakawa? I don't know him. Ian Willett Jacob, translation, main route. Vivav? What has he done? Well, that's a keyboard rhythm game. Translator. And Hayate Mugi. I know the name Mugi from somewhere. Okay, I found him on BNDB. He hasn't done a lot. Chrono Clock, Jack Koi, and Oni-chan Continue. I don't know that one. I know Chrono Clock. I have it. I played it for about 3 minutes. I got annoyed by the lack of a text box. Q Ito. Is that it? I'm really interested to see where it goes from there. Like, what's the plot? I guess. Like, Down the Rabbit Hole 1 basically did. Well, okay, there has to be a ton of foreshadowing, right? Just. Oh, that's Kagami Tsukasa? Why are they on this? They're not important characters. Oh. Okay. Down the rabbit hole. Is there? Well, we already did one, right? 5.632. The subject does not belong to the world, but is a limit of the world. Oh god, this is wicked soon. Get it off the screen. Hide it. I recognize that numbering scheme. 6.41. The sense of the world must lie outside the world. The world, everything is as it is and happens as it does happen. In it, there is no value. If there were, it'd be of no value. What? Yep, I know. Yeah, I know. Get that. Hide that. Get it off. I don't want to look at that. Okay, hold on. I'll save the game. It doesn't repeat anything? No? Can't skip? Friday afternoon? I just want to kind of see. Okay, we're looping with this. Gotcha. Okay. I'll go back and read all that next time. Yeah, I'm befuddled. I don't know what's going on. If that wasn't clear. Yeah. Basically everything, this entire episode went a little bit over my head. I'll probably go back and look at some stuff. Maybe go like read or watch or whatever Night of the Galactic Railroad. I know there's a movie. It's originally a book, I think. I don't know if it's like, it's gotta be translated, right? Probably. I don't know. Probably understand a little bit more if I had gone through the reading list ahead of time. Anyways, I will see you guys next time with some more SubaHibi when we get to down. It didn't say down the rabbit hole too, but I assume it's down the. Oh, I just got an error. I think if I hit OK, my game's gonna crash. So I'm gonna. Yeah, bye.